you see them begin to break off relationships with friends, and you see everything beginning to change in their life. These are characteristics of what we call suicide ideation. In other words, you can identify that they're cutting themselves, harming themselves in any way. That is a precursor to suicide. Children who hurt themselves are trying to, how could I say it? What they want to do is cover the pain on the inside. So they're hurting themselves by cutting myself. It hurts, but what does it do? It takes my mind off of the pain in my heart. And so when you see these children, you find they're cutting themselves with razor blades and stuff, or doing crazy stuff that damages them. Now they're starting to eat dishwasher soap, those little pouches. It's full of acid. They're starting to eat those, and even to the point now where they're having competitions. Who can eat the most and live? And so we're seeing these things happening, and these children really are just looking for attention so badly that that they are doing crazy, stupid things. And so these are ideas that point to that. And obviously, children in a blended family are going to have more reasons at times to feel rejected or isolated, which can push them on further that direction. It doesn't mean that every kid that gets depressed is going to commit suicide. Doesn't mean every kid that has problems or that gets pregnant out of wedlock is going to commit suicide. It just simply means that we, being the older, more responsible parent, need to keep a close touch with them. Let them know we love them. Let them know that, baby, no matter what you do, you might break daddy's heart because you got pregnant, but daddy will never love you any less. Daddy will be here for you. Daddy will see you through it. Daddy will help you raise that baby. But baby, let's don't even go there, okay? Let's just be careful that you don't do anything that would put you in that position. This a lot of times is what the problem is they feel like nobody cares anyway, so I do what I want to do. And then, as well as I do, the more we sin, the more we push our way away from God, the more the devil oppresses us. And then we start feeling hopeless in life. And so this is what's happening sometimes. Let me finish this part here. Establish home dress codes. Scant lingerie and revealing jockey shorts are improper. This goes for even the husband and wife. I mean, sometimes mom and dad don't think about it, and they're running through the house in their underwear. But you got teenagers in the house, and some of them may be yours, but some of them was your wife's. Y'all know what I'm saying? And it's not so much, it could be, but it's not as likely that they're going to, be attracted to you, although that does happen. It's more like it creates an environment where modesty is not valued. You see what I mean? And then, you would wonder why our kids were at this party Friday night and everybody got naked, And it's like, well, everybody got naked. You can't blame it all on what happened at home, but the fact is if we run around in our underwear and panties, you know what I'm saying? It's easier for them to take theirs off. I think you get the point. So these things I'm saying, we're going to help people who have blended families avoid pitfalls and problems, right? Establish a bathroom etiquette. It's proper to knock on the door before entering someone's room or going into the bathroom. The door should be closed when dressing and undressing. Open when the opposite sex visitors are present. Half of y'all are old enough to remember the Brady Bunch. Remember that? It was the Brady Bunch. Y'all remember that? The man and the wife come together, they form a blended family. And 3 boys and 3 girls, and the boys all stayed in one room and the girls stayed in one room. And that's real important. Be sure and keep those lines, clear in the family, because things can happen. And it is a possibility. Let's see, the next one, become aware of intense relationships or crushes. Talk openly about the fact that such feelings are normal. Now, this is a touchy subject right here at this point, and even to the point of wondering sometimes, why did you even put this in here? And I put it in here because it's a reality. We're not talking about all blended families being Christian families. And some Christian families still, everybody has sin. Everybody has certain temptations. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 says, all sin is common to man. It goes on to say, but Jesus Christ is our way of escape. The concept of all sin is common to man means that what tempts one person doesn't tempt another. So you may be sitting here and saying, how could a 14-year-old boy be interested in his 30-year-old or 35-year-old stepmother? I want you to know it's common. Okay? Ladies may have a harder time with this, but ladies, a 14-year-old boy is interested in a 30-year-old woman. They're not going, she's too old. They're going, she's nice. Okay, I'm just being real here with you. Okay, guys? With girls, it's different. Boys are attracted visually. We all know that. Okay? With girls, it's about attention. It's about, affection. Girls sometimes get attracted to their stepfathers. And the reason is because maybe he really is a nice guy. Maybe mom did pick a good one this time. And he's showing her fatherly love. He's trying to be what her real father isn't and never has been. And what happens to teenage girls? Teenage girls get what we call crushes. It's not so much about what he looks like or don't like. It's not so much about, have you ever wondered why did that 20-year-old girl marry that 60-year-old man that's poor? I understand if he's rich, okay? But that's poor? Have you ever thought about that? She didn't marry him because of his looks. She didn't marry him because of his wisdom and life experience. She married him because he gave her attention and he fulfilled and met needs in her that no other man had been able to fulfill or meet. What happens? She gets a crush on the old guy. She is deeply in love with him. And we're going, how can this 20-year-old girl that's gorgeous love this crippled up old wrinkled man? I'm 60, so I'm not picking on nobody. Okay? Right? We're going, this don't make sense. He meets needs that no man's ever met. She gets a crush. She marries him. Don't think that these temptations do not exist in blended families. I couldn't tell you how many times my boys would tell us, he'd bring a friend over or something, they'd say, he'd come back and he'd go, Mom, I'm just sick of hearing I'm talking about how hot you are. Kids, I'm talking about, this is my fourth son. I'm not talking about when she was 30 years old. I'm talking about 45-year-old mama. Hello? You're hot. Your mama's hot, man. And it's upsetting Tim, you know what I mean? Because he's like, gross! That's my mama, Well, I'm just trying to show you because sometimes we think, oh, that stuff's impossible. No, I'm going to tell you, it's a problem. And it's not uncommon for there to be secrets in the house. And sometimes, a lot of times, they're agreed upon. In other words, the child is as willing, and sometimes the child instigates it. It happens. I wish it didn't, but it does. So, preventative, we always say, is the best medicine. Making people, informing people. One of the best ways to help prevent suicide is informing people what to watch for, and what causes suicide, and what tempts young people to, or for that matter, people of all ages. Suicide is an epidemic now in the world. The statistics are out the ceiling. We can't believe how many people. The number 2 killer of teenagers now is suicide. Can you believe that? It's crazy. Well, it's all the same thing. It's all about the fact that we live in a fallen world that's messed up, like we started out today, talking about it's all turned upside down, right? And we begin to realize that the devil is out to kill and to destroy the seed. He wants to take out our young people, to wreck their lives, to bruise them emotionally so badly that they can't go and change their world, that they cannot achieve their destiny and carry out your legacy. But we don't have to settle for it, amen? Amen. We're going to quit right here. Is it 2 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to quit right here. I encourage you, you're going to do the test if you haven't. You're going to learn about a few just basic things about stages and things of that nature in the blended family, and that'll really give you some insight. Here's what I tell people sometimes. If you don't find yourself doing much counseling, if you're willing to, you will find yourself doing more. Because little things like this class right here equip you, and there's always a reason for why God has you here. So hang on to your notes. Save them on your hard drive, print them out and set them aside, because you can take notes like these, and knowing that you're going to be talking to a couple, a family, a blended family, you can go through your notes and you can pick out enough stuff in here to educate them and to help them. I mean, obviously there are volumes of books and information about this subject, but you've got enough right here to make a great impact in difference in people's lives. One of the biggest ways to help people, and this is true no matter what their problem, is educate them. You know what I mean? Educate them. I worked as a hospice chaplain, as many of you know, years ago. One of the biggest ways to help somebody grieving is to be able to show them that your grief is not wrong, it's not bad, and it's normal, and you're going to get through it, and here's what you need to expect. Then, when they wake up one morning and think, am I going crazy? They're going, oh no, that counselor told me that, there are different things that happen, and these are some of the things I can expect. So they are prepared to cope with it. And this is true for blended families. Let's help them be prepared in advance to cope.